Hello YouTubers, it's Mike here. Yeah, you'll have noticed perhaps that I have had my ears lowered, but I thought I'd give you a quick few thoughts. I saw an interesting article on the telly this morning, and it was about rationing and the Second World War and the things that they had to do to get by. Make, do and mend, for instance. And it seems that there are many parallels that can be drawn from that period to help with the fight against climate change, the lessening of our carbon footprint. Thinking about that, it seemed to me that there were some good parallels. Make, do and mend is something that in our modern throwaway society we no longer do. Vast economies are built upon the fact that we throw everything away. Nothing is made to last. And indeed, even if you look at modern motor cars, it's very difficult to repair them because to repair many aspects of them, because they're often built in sealed units which you can't dismantle and fix. Many of our clothes now come from areas of the world which produce them very cheaply. The quality is not necessarily great, so people just buy them and chuck them away and buy another one when they're finished instead of mending them. All of which does of course cost a huge amount, not only financially but also in terms of the carbon footprint of manufacture. It seems to me that, like it or not, the fact that we have a global economy now is the biggest thing against climate change. We import food from all over the place. In the Second World War, we were probably not completely, but certainly very considerably more self-sufficient in food production than we are today. And it seems to me that if we were to go down the route of becoming as near to self-sufficient in, or at least 50% self-sufficient in our food, it would be strategically very good for us. It would mean that the number of food miles would be decimated. A return to mending things that are torn or broken would help. And it just seems that it's a bit daft to keep going the way we're going, because we know that there is a problem. It's not as simplistic as I'm making out, and I realise that, because we have to make decisions. The fact that, returning to make, do and mend would cost potentially millions and millions of jobs worldwide, because the potential is that we would have to buy far fewer clothes and that we would have to import a lot less, which would cost jobs and would affect economies. So yeah, it would have to be handled very gently. But I do think that we've got to get away from the idea that choice is the be all and end all. We don't, why should we have a choice of vegetables and things that come from all over the world, when, if we simply returned to the days when we ate what was seasonal in this country, we could, save an awful lot of miles improve a lot of farmers in this country, and keep economies more local, or improve local economies by making food production a lot more local. The same could be done with fabric manufacture and clothes manufacture. Why do we have to import everything from China and everywhere where it's cheapest? And I'm not exactly loaded with money, being on benefit as I am, but I can see the sense in maybe having to pay a little bit more money in order that the planet and the climate change is not so tough, it's not so prevalent. We need to slow down global warming, indeed stop it, but stopping it doesn't seem to be practical. So we've got to slow it down. But I mean, I think that the benefits to our country of producing as near to self-sufficiency as we can, certainly in food terms, would be brilliant. It would mean that a lot of land that farmers have sold for redevelopment to housing, that may have to stop. But councils could certainly be more encouraged by the government to make people, or not make people, but publicise to people things like allotments and the benefits of growing your own food, which is so much more healthy. I mean, I've experienced a little bit of that because in a small way I've been growing potatoes and they're great. And next spring I intend to grow sprouts and cabbage and broccoli and lettuces and carrots and more spuds, and it's good fun, it's very healthy, but you know, it does seem that the ways that were so urgently required in terms of rationing and in terms of local production that happened in the war years could, to a less stringent degree, be used to help us combat climate change and make us more sufficient and less reliant on other countries. It cannot be good strategically for us to be relying on the rest of the world for our goods. Anyway, I have rambled a bit, and perhaps some of it doesn't sound all that jointed, maybe a little disjointed, but I will welcome any comments you've got and any thoughts that you have on the sort of thing that I've said. But you know, I think we can all do a bit more. I'm disabled and I'm growing some vegetables, so I'm sure there are plenty of people out there who could do that and get very much enjoyment and better health out of being in the open air and doing something productive. Anyway, I think that's probably enough, because otherwise I'm going to go over my time and send you to sleep anyway. Anyway, it's good to talk, and I hope I hear from somebody. Cheers for now. Bye.